One of the things and the reasons we got into doing internal print production is a lot of the stuff we were relying on outside vendors to do for us to get our projects done. 30% of the time we had issues with it. It'd come in, it was either too big or too small, or the fabric, colors were wrong, or whatever it was. And getting them to correct things in a timely manner just became problematic. One of the very first pieces of equipment we bought was a 4x8 flatbed direct to substrate UV cure printer. Does primers, whites, CMYK. This is a JFX 500. It's almost 8 foot by 10 foot print area, so we can do really oversized substrates. And the nice thing is we've kept all of our flatbeds and most of our equipment on the same print technology. This is an Osei, Colorado, or now a Canon, Colorado. It's brand new UV gel technology, ridiculously fast, has amazing solid color reproduction, and it also does an amazing job with gradients. So no banding and super fast. It's around 2,200 square foot an hour. So in about 2 hours period of time, we can print the equivalent of a basketball court. The UCJV 300. It's a print cut machine, so it'll do color, white, knockout, white, color, all in one pass. And then it can come through and die cut the shape, saving time. So we don't have to switch over to a secondary process to cut out, organic shapes or to kiss cut logos and letters. This is a Maddox. It allows us to stitch on the SEG gasket material for SEG graphics. It also allows us to put on Velcro. So if we have a pop-up style booth, we can stow Velcro in it as well. But it automates a large portion of the sewing process for us. This area is our dye sublimation fabric printing area. We first got into it with this smaller machine. It's a 103-inch 4-channel direct fixation dye sublimation fabric printer. We can do standard 8-foot tall backgrounds, unlimited length. Has registration for digital cutting, so we can ensure all of the fabrics fit perfectly to the frames we need them to. This H6 Grande, it is a 3+ meter, so I think 128-inch machine. 6 channels, it adds orange and violet for an increased gamut. Also direct fixation, so it runs through the fixation unit, heats up to 450 degrees, bakes the inks right into the fabrics, and then we're able to take these out to the digital cutting stations. All of the 3 digital cutters that we're going to be talking about have 3 tool banks. This one has a 50,000 liquid cooled RPM spindle. It has an oscillating knife and then a tangential knife that can have multiple tools loaded into it. The router as well has 5 banks of tools, so different, acrylic bits, soft plastic, wood. We can put different tools into that slot as well and team those all up into one cut file. This one works all on maglev technology. So in the X and Y axis, there are no gears. It's all magnetic propulsion. It is hyper fast. These machines are one of the things that helped us get through the pandemic. We had a lot of firepower that we were able to adapt from graphic manufacturing and exhibit fabrication over into gown manufacturing and PPE, face shields and things of that nature. This is an additional digital cutting machine, 3 cut stations. Like the other machine, we load up fabric in the back. We can continually convey, hit it with a barcode reader, and it'll pull up the cut file that it's needed and cut those graphics out perfectly. This one here is an MCT Versatech 2. It's also a conveyor cutter, but this one can put a 100-watt direct CO2 laser, so we can process 6-foot by 10-foot acrylic without anything ever touching the substrate. The other benefit is there are no tool marks on the edge. This is flame polishing the parts right when they come off, so it saves us a step and produces amazing quality. Between the staff that we have on hand and the equipment that we have, we're able to do things on time schedules that nobody can really even consider. This is our new additive manufacturing center. It's one more level of integrated services that we provide. New Massivit 5000. It's a large 4-foot, 5-foot, 6-foot build volume gel dispensing technology printer. We can digitally scan somebody and 3D print them in about 6 hours. The nice thing with this printer is it's very quick. A lot less waste compared to subtractive foam manufacturing, and will allow us to do things that we couldn't do in any traditional form of manufacturing. We have a number of different technologies, FDM, which is a filament-based technology, 8K and 12K resin printing, really high resolution, small parts, and then the Massivit 5000, which allows us to print very large items very quickly. One of the unique things that we're going to be able to do on this in conjunction with our other services is something that's pretty unique with soft signage. This is an SEG fabric, a soft signage fabric piece that have traditionally been constrained to linear shapes because of the aluminum extrusion. We can now make our own profile and sweep it around any shape we want and custom cut die cut shapes for our soft signage and our fabrics, custom sew them and build those into organic shaped SEG graphics. And then the other advantage to this is we can design in, if this was going to be a backlit, we can design in lighting tracks so that it can go right to a backlit graphic. Pretty cool, pretty excited about this. This machine's where it started. One of the first pieces of equipment we bought was this 5-foot by 10-foot chop saber. This machine and this one here are both 6-foot by 10-foot, 5 tool change machines. 11 horse HSD spindles. These machines will cut wood, acrylic, plastics, solid surface material, non-ferrous, so aluminums, brass, bronze. Both these machines are very similar. This one, we have the 4th axis rotary attachment, so we can do really intricate lathe type work. We can do twisting and bending and holes through pieces that we couldn't do in traditional manufacturing. They have 12 inches of Z clearance. So we can do some pretty nice 3D work in high density urethanes and foams and layer them up in slices. So we can do something that's, got a lot of depth to it in slices of 6 to 8 inches. So this is another one of our digital manufacturing pieces of equipment. This is an 85 amp high def plasma cutter that allows us to cut really thick plate steel as well as stainless steel and aluminum. A lot of the stuff we can do in non-ferrous material we can do on the other CNCs, but for steel plate and some stainless steel work, this machine is a big component of us being able to produce all of that in-house. We really try to keep all of the processes that we utilize in creating exhibits to something that we control. We don't like to farm things out because we don't control the timeline, we don't control the budget, and we don't control the quality if we're relying on somebody else to produce the things that we need to make somebody's exhibit come to life.